folks, I be Sarah Rochelle, and welcome back to I be playing to Yooka-Laylee. Yooka-Laylee, that's what I'm playing. I know what I'm playing. Oh, okay, almost. Okay, every time I run into the same guy, and they just don't want to die. I also was looking, I don't know what, there's no fun intro today, there's no nothing today. I want to be able to get this guy. Why can't I get in there again? We're gonna go exploring of why I can't. Oh, also, what's going on with this? I want to be able to melt that or something. Do 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 do. I do like the music in this area though, because okay, I am so annoyed at that spring jump. I'm so annoyed that I can't even like touch the controller pretty much. Oh wait, oh wait, oh wait, oh wait, wait. Can I, that's not the button. This is... Can I walk through this? No, why can't I walk through this? Go, okay, sorry, I just like stopped talking completely. But I'm so annoyed that for the spring jump, like, if as soon as I press an other input, like, maybe I am just catching the edge, but like, it feels like my jump just gets cut short sometimes. Okay, stop edge guarding. This isn't Smash Bros. You can't edge guard. Thank you very much. Oh, that's a game that I want to play again. I always like watching streams, but at the same time, all the time, I'm just like, oh yeah, but now I want to play this game. I don't actually I have the Smash Bros for my 3DS, so I could play that game. But like, it's been forever. Oh, does it make me impervious to fire? It does. Okay. I am like the fire. Do 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 do. Hi. Got you. Is this my escape route? Yep. Yes, it is. Thank you. Okay, I got a ghosty this episode, so I've already made progress. So if I don't do anything else the rest of this episode, we are all good. Because I have made, like, oh, that I couldn't have caught the edge. Like, I don't know why that doesn't work all the time. Okay, we're fine. I'm fine. I'm not gonna complain. It's a good game. Oh, because I eat one of the coals. Okay. Well, that's interesting. What is actually down there? Can I go in water? Does down make me go down? Yeah. Oh! Oh! Oh, it warms me up so I could go swimming. Yeah, okay, I'm going. Okay, that's what that does. Good to know. Okay. I was out of the water though, thank you very much. Game, really, I was out of the water. Why did I... I'm fine. Okay. The hitboxes are weird. Being, well, it's a good thing I still have fire to make me warm, otherwise I'm gonna die. Okay, leave, please, thank you. I have not figured out the swimming controls. They are terrible. I don't want terrible controls. Even the Mario controls are better, because at least when I move the control, like, it swam forward, and if I moved down, I swam down, and if I moved up, I swam up. This one doesn't do that. If I move up, I swim up. If I move down, I swim up. Really? Oh. Oh, the path is... What? How am I supposed to tell the difference between the paths? There's probably something I'm missing. There's always something I'm missing. But, you know, okay, game. Really, game? Listen. I just got done playing Super Mario 64. I know what bad controls are. And I didn't complain this much in Super Mario 64 because the game was 20 years old. I'm complaining a little more now because the game is not 20 years old. Like, you should not have issues like this with a brand new game that's like a couple months old. Yeah, it's only a couple months old because it came out right after Persona 5. Like, I'm annoyed, I guess, and also I get the monsters respawning when I die. Like, that makes legitimate sense, but because, like, okay, I guess the ice does look a little different, but that's it. Like, the ice looks different. Woo, that's a huge thing. It probably looks, you know, much better if I had higher graphic settings, but I can't because I don't have the ability to have higher. Well, there's no fire here. And now I'm stuck. Also, this snow doesn't look any different than the other snow. Game. So this hurts me, right? What hurts me? Okay, it's just the general cold atmosphere in here. Oh, look, there's a ghosty. Oh, I'm gonna die. But, like, how do I get fire to the other place? I don't know. I don't actually know. Do I have to light it on fire? Oh. Okay, that's interesting. I get that. But, like, I complained a lot about Super Mario 64, which is fine, but I didn't complain nearly as much as I've complained about Yooka-Laylee, which I give Mario 64, like, a leeway, because it's an older game. It was made, it does, like, Mario 64 is 21 years old. I can't change its controls nowadays, and part of the controls were being bad were a limitation of the era, I'm going to assume. I can complain more about Yooka-Laylee because it's a, you know, new game, came out this year, and it didn't need to have bad controls at all. Like, this game did not need to have poor controls. I need to make sure I keep eating these things, otherwise I'm gonna freeze. This game was not meant to replicate the terribleness of the era. It was supposed to, you know, be reflective of the genre and not so much... No! Okay, I'm gonna die. There's, like, no way I'm getting out of this. I'm annoyed. I'm annoyed at the fact that I should not have died. Yeah, okay, I didn't mean... I pressed A. I was holding A to float, and he wasn't floating, so then I started mashing A. I probably did the button command wrong. That was probably me. But still. Like, I shouldn't... What bugs me about this game is that people didn't enjoy the terrible controls of Banjo-Kazooie. And they still put up with it to the day because they enjoyed a lot of other aspects of Banjo-Kazooie. They enjoyed the fun areas, the cool themes of each area, the fun, like, style of play. And they put up with the poor controls because that's just what you had to do at that time period. Like, that was just the thing. But when you're creating a brand new game, you could have made it great. You could have made it better than Banjo-Kazooie. You didn't need to add poor controls, which people didn't like about Banjo-Kazooie. Like, poor swimming controls, always a thing. Like, the controls for swimming are better in Super Mario 64 than this game. Like, it may be because I just can't figure it out, the controls, but the controls in Mario 64 made sense. Like, I was poor at those swimming controls, but they at least made sense to, like, how they were supposed to work. And these ones don't. I don't know, I'm confused as to why somebody thought putting poor controls in a game was a good idea. Maybe it wasn't supposed to be there. Maybe it was just poor oversight. But, like, the controls don't really make sense. I don't remember how to catch this red guy. And I'm gonna freeze. Okay, how did you hit me? Oh, okay. So now I am annoyed. Mostly because I can't figure out this game. And maybe because I'm not playing it as often, but I'm playing it more often now. You'd think I'd remember the controls. Maybe I just need to record like a 3-hour session at once. And then split that up. And maybe that would be better. Maybe I should upgrade my graphics card so I could actually see the better graphics. Maybe that would also be better. You know, there's a lot of things that I could do on my end to improve it. But like, really though, some of your design decisions don't make sense to me as a human. And I really want to like this game. And the thing is, I do like this game. I think it's fun, I think it's cute, and it's been a while since I've played a new platformer that came out in this age, and now I was so excited to play a platformer that came out. That wasn't a Mario game. I was excited to play a platformer that wasn't a Mario game, because I played plenty of Mario games. Okay, when I hit the double jump for the float, I would like it to float. You know, that would be good. Instead of me having to, you know, fall down again. And even Toki Tori gives you shortcuts between, like, areas in case you mess something up or end up going backwards and then needing to shortcut back. Like, you have to complete the area, but there's a shortcut to it. I don't know. I wish this game is better than what it was, and it could have easily been better than what it is, I guess where I'm coming from. Because if you're coming from a team of experienced developers who theoretically have heard all the complaints of their original game, no, okay, no. Stop doing that. Okay, I get that I have to take damage in the air, but I would like to remember how to do this, Ghosty. Grab more of that because I need that. Like, I don't remember how to get the red ghost. I'll look that up later because I already got one of the red ghosts, so after getting it the first time, I'm just gonna look it up again. And I'm gonna continue going about that. I, like, just stopped talking for a while because I had to start thinking about what I was doing. And maybe because I just need to play the... Oh. I'm annoyed. It may be because I just need to sit down and play this game and just experience it for a bit. But... yeah, this is why my feelings with the Hat in Time, doing it as a series, I've always been more excited for a Hat in Time, a lot more excited, partly because it looks more like a Mario platform and those are what I played, and partly because it's a new developer. It's not, you know, a bunch of guys that have done games for years and now release a game with mediocre controls. How about that? A fun little game, but with really mediocre controls. And if you've been around for a while and know the complaints of the era, why does that mediocre control scheme exist? Like, the biggest complaints, I think, from Mario Galaxy 1 to 2 that were fixed are camera controls. They fixed them. The biggest complaint I had with Epic Mickey, the first one, was some really wacky camera control. And guess what they did by the second one? They made the camera control so much better. So if you've already been around a long time, I know generally what the biggest complaints people have with games like this are, you're not going to, like, you shouldn't be making a game with such poor controls if you know that that's generally where people get mad at the game for. Okay, eat some of that because otherwise I'll deal with that ghost later. I can't deal with it right now. I don't want to deal with it right now. I want to finish getting these pages at the top because it's easier to get to the... Oh, here we go. I need this. There we go. Oh, look at... I meant quills, and that's a pagey. That's good. Except I want that pagey, Laylee, so we're gonna get it. Oh, although I won't need this. Okay, good to know. But, like, the biggest complaint with platformers is poor camera control. From, like, the platformers I played, it's always poor camera control. So you'd think developers would be like, okay, do we have the great camera control? And, like, did people just not respond with the toy box or something with, like, but that's it! The toy box was fine! Oh my gosh, that's what's bugging me. The toy box, I had no issues with the controls. I had no issues. Like, that world was fine. The biggest kind of issue I had was with the rolling controls, and that's just because I knew I was poor at the rolling command. But, like, the toy box made sense. Like, the swimming controls are still wacky, and I still thought that then. But other than that, all the controls seemed fine, the camera controls seemed fine, and everything seemed fine in the toy box. I didn't really appear to have many issues, except I still didn't like the swimming controls with how they worked. And I guess playing a full game, a fully released game, months afterwards, and like having not had the issues with the toy box or anything, I don't know, I expected more of the game, and I think it's more I was expecting not to run into issues that I didn't have prior playing a demo. And I get that it's a demo version of the game, so there's not a lot to it yet. It's not it's a demo. But even then I didn't have as many problems as this, and I guess that just comes with developing a full game. But you think if you're releasing a game that people are excited for, you don't want to mess it up. So if you have to push back the deadline quite a few times, well, you might as well do that rather than releasing a poor game and then having to update it every, like, few months just because people keep finding issues with it that you didn't find in development because you didn't spend enough time in development. Maybe that's it. Maybe it just should have been in development longer, had players play it, I guess. I get that if you want people to speedrun it and you think the glitches are needed for speedruns of the games, people are going to find glitches anyways. Like, remove poor camera controls. That's not going to cause anything that affects, like, a speedrun or something, because, yeah. But I guess, like, having... Part of it comes from the fact that Persona 5 got postponed for years. Like, it was supposed to come out like 2 years ago was their initial announcement date, and that was just, it got pushed back early on and continued to get pushed back. But they knew that people were expecting this game and had high expectations of the game. So instead of rushing out a product that could have been subpar and disappoint a lot of people, they instead kept pushing the deadline back. I guess not, yeah, well, it's a deadline, a release date is a deadline back, and spent the extra time in development to make it a better game and to make the game that they want to make, that they want for the fans. And so with Atlas doing that, and I hate to compare things, but I do all the time because it surprises me. But, like, sorry, I just stopped moving in the game. I'll go try and fight off that red ghost while I'm talking. But, like, so Atlas spent time... Oh, do you need snowballs? Is that what I need for the red guy? Snowballs? Cool him down a bit? So Atlas took the time in development, and they spent more time in development because they knew people were expecting this game. They had, first of all, waiting for an announcement for years. Okay, so what's going on with this ghostie? What are you doing? So Atlas spent the time in the development of the game. And they spent time, like, waiting for the game to be correct. They spent the time to develop the game to give fans the game that fans were expecting. Because not only did they have to, like... wait and release the game ahead of time. Like, they knew it was getting so much hype because they finally announced a Persona 5 game. Like, there was so much hype that went into it that no matter what, when they announced it, they knew they were getting hyped. There, I got it. Okay. And that's kind of, I'm gonna just head back to the beginning for a bit. But so they knew that there was gonna be hype around this game no matter what. They knew they had to release a good product. So instead of rushing it and making it so, like, they released the game when, like, they first announced it, they spent time developing it, they spent work on it, they spent the time to create the game that they knew the fans were expecting and still trying to surpass those high expectations that the fans have. Because all the people that I've heard positive things about Persona 5. I have not heard a super negative thing. Like, I've heard I don't like it as much as the other Persona games, but you're always gonna have, like, a favorite Persona game, and that you may not be able to surpass, like, that prior magic of that first one if it came out at, like, a fundamental time in your life or whatever. So that exists, but, like, I've not heard, like, oh, it's not a great game, oh, this, like, was really bad. And with Yooka-Laylee, there are the people that are really enjoying it, but I still think even then there's a lot of problems with the game that, like, I think this game was rushed, and not just, and I don't even think it had to be rushed. I think this game could have been so much better than what it was. Did they have a beta for people to play? I know they had the toy box, but I don't know if they had, like, an open beta and something. And that's what A Hat in Time had. Like, you could get the alpha and beta versions and play through that, and they would give people comments and everything. But I don't remember if Yooka-Laylee had that. I know Yooka-Laylee had the toy box, and people got to play around with that. And it asked, hey, if you have any suggestions, leave it on the forums. But there's not enough in that toy box alone to test all your physics of a game. Like, with A Hat in Time giving out the beta of the game, like, people are able to test all the physics of the game to make it a better game. And with Yooka-Laylee, it just seems like they released such a small portion of it that you couldn't get a full test of how the game's gonna run. That even with the feedback they received, like, it didn't get the development it needed and the full testing that it needed. Like, I don't like the camera. The camera controls could be much better. There's some weird camera holds that don't make any sense. I went back for no reason. I was kind of mashing buttons at that point. And there are just some weirdness to this game that didn't need to be there, and is very reflective of the N64 era, but not the good parts of the N64 era. And it takes away from what is supposed to be the good reflective of the good parts of the N64 era. And, like, people are going to be much more critical of a game that's supposed to reflect their nostalgia that they have no nostalgic attachment to, than a game that they have a nostalgic attachment to that they know came out in an era where there were limitations, and so bad controls were just part of the game. Because sometimes they just had to be because of the limitations of the era, where this one came out in an era where there's, like, no limitations except for, like, people's own builds of their PC, and that might be my problem. I just may need a better GPU. But still, if I'm running the minimum requirements on my console and so I could run the game, I shouldn't, if you have minimum requirements, the game should work well or decently on minimum requirements, and this game barely works decently with some of the camera controls and everything. Like, there's just some weirdness about it that I don't like, and I think could have been improved, and I think really it should have been in development longer. I think the biggest problem with Yooka-Laylee right now is that it needed to have been in development longer to work out all the issues and kinks that people don't like about it. And I think that's the biggest problem with this game. But, you know, that's just one person's opinion of a person that hasn't even played Banjo-Kazooie, but has played a lot of Mario in my day, and I just got done playing Mario 64. Gosh, I didn't even have bad camera controls in Mario 64. Like, when your game has worse camera and swimming controls in a game that's 20 years old, there's something went weird in the development. And the biggest thing that miffs me about this game is these developers have been around and in the industry for the 20-some years. They should know better. They should just know better. It's not like they were a little indie company that's like trying to release a cool game from nostalgia based, who haven't been in the industry, are new developers or like a startup or something that are trying to get released into it. These are people that have been around for years. They see the comments, unless if they just decide to ignore all the bad or criticisms or something. But a criticism or a critique is sometimes not bad if it's a logical conclusion, a reasonable conclusion, if there's something that may need to be improved. And this game is far from perfect, and when your expectations are nostalgic perfection for a game, if your game isn't even perfect, it's never going to hit this nostalgic, and it's going to not get some good reviews from people were looking extremely forward to this game. Now, I'm looking much more forward to A Hat in Time, and I'm still debating on whether or not that's going to be a series, a blind series, or a not blind series. I'm still leaning towards doing a blind series of that one, because that way it'll be a little more accurate comparison between this and Yooka-Laylee. And my channel just may end up being a comparison of the two, but like, when the game is working how it should work, I enjoy playing it and have fun. But when there's weird camera stuff and things just aren't working how I feel they should, then I'm not enjoying playing it. And that's your problem. I shouldn't be so hard on the game. I shouldn't. I'm coming into this with such a like jaded perspective, and I don't want to. I don't mean to. It's just, it should be better. It's fun. It's cute. It's fun. It's a new platformer. But it's not new and exciting, I guess. I guess that's the thing. I wanted new and exciting, and I didn't get new and exciting. I got fun and bad camera controls. But like, Epic Mickey had some bad camera control segments, but that's like in a segment where it did need to focus a camera, and it just was kind of weird because you had mobility of the camera, but not the mobility you wanted. It, like, really, my biggest issue with Epic Mickey, which maybe that's what I'll do on my channel, is that when it did have bad camera controls, it was like Mario 64 bad camera controls, where it just didn't move how you wanted it to, but you were still able to move it to good enough. Like, in Epic Mickey, everything I had issues with on the first game were improved by the second game, and like, they're not great games, they're not great platformers, they're not iconic, but they were new and fun and exciting, and they introduced, like, try to reintroduce an old character and all the old characters back into like the current sphere of Disney, and it was exciting, and I'm a Disney fan, so there's that. So they were exciting and fun, and I wanted exciting and fun, and all I got was a big, nice, large areas with reskins of old characters and camera controls that don't work, but you know, it's fun still. Like, a lot of the ability changes are cool. But, like, you just don't have enough room to, like, have all the abilities overlap, because then, like, when you, like, absorb, like, the ice, thing, like, snowballs that you could shoot, like, I still want this attack. I don't want to just have snowballs, because that's weird. I think this one is the one that should change. Like, when I absorb a snowball, this is the one that should change, because this already is a projectile. But I guess it's not Yooka, so that doesn't make sense. So maybe make it like, I don't know. I think some things are kind of, maybe make it one of the triggers. Oh, but like you could have, oh, but that's your role and everything. Like, I think there's just one too many controls for the buttons you have available. Like, there's a lot of cool things about this game, but there's a lot of things that just make me not want to play the game. That's the problem. I want to be able to be like, I just want to sit down and play this game. And most of the time, I do, like, when I record these, I do, but I want to sit down for, like, hours. And maybe because I'm breaking it up so much, and maybe because I need a better GPU, but camera controls aren't really going to be affected by a better GPU. Like, when it holds a camera in a certain position and then moves it, even though it didn't need to hold in that position, if it was just going up an escalator, that's not affected by a GPU. That's just what the game is programmed to do. And I think, in all honesty, this game needed more development. It needed more time in, like, a beta stage with an open beta that people couldn't just, like, or not a fully open beta, but like what A Hat in Time did, where it was like a closed beta except for those who purchased the higher tiers. And not just a toy box that's like, hey, this is kind of what's going to be in the game. Because the toy box worked fine. Like, I had no complaints with the toy box. I was so excited after playing the toy box. Other than it took me forever to find all the quills. But that's the thing, I was so excited after playing the toy box, so I guess, I don't know, it didn't quite meet the expectations when a slight snippet of your game worked perfectly fine, but when you go to put it in a full version, it's just not quite finished. Well, and also my graphics aren't quite finished because, you know, terrible graphics card in my computer. It's 2 gig, it needs to be a 4 gig. Just to be able to run this game on, you know, decent enough graphics. But yeah, it needed more development. I think what it comes down to is, for a game that comes out in 2017, it needed more development. Had this been a game that came out in, you know, 1996, wouldn't have needed more development. I have no idea what year Banjo-Kazooie came out, but that's the year Super Mario 64 came out, because that's what I know off the top of my head. It would have been fine had it come out in 1996, but it's not. And I think I've said that multiple times, but I think that's what my final conclusion is. And I keep saying I'm going to try and give the game a chance, but then every episode I'm just kind of frustrated with the game because it's not doing what it's supposed to. I don't know. I don't know how this series is going to go. I don't know what I'm going to do with this series. In all honesty, I want to just be able to sit down and play the game and spend a lot of time in it, because most of these episodes are just a lot of complaining and critiques and my thoughts of why I'm complaining so much, and half of it comes down to poor GPU on my part, but some of it I don't think is going to be fixed by a better processor and a better GPU. I just, you know, want the game like that. I'm so annoyed at this. Like, why doesn't my lizard leap not work as it should? I'm going to remember to call it a lizard leap because I do like the alliteration. And, like, some of the characters are cute, and I like aspects of the game. I don't know if it was... Okay, fine then. Like, so that animation was great, like... Oh, there's so many good aspects of the game. It's just, I want to do an entire, like, episode where I could have had so much more done, but I'm talking. Again, this is one of those, Sarah talks a lot about the game and does not much in the game. Although I got a ghost, I got a pagey. Like, this is probably one of the more successful episodes I've had this game. No, I got 2 ghosts. I got 2, like, the first 20 minutes of this video, like, was fairly successful, and then the last 15 minutes have been me talking. I'm restating the same thing over and over. This game just needed more development. I want to know what's going on here, and I can't figure it out yet, so I'll figure it out later. But, like, yeah, I think it just needed more development. More development by people that weren't so closely involved with the project, that would have given critiques, like people that wanted to play the game and wanted to make this game good. Because had they given it over to, like, all the Let's Players and all those people who played Banjo-Kazooie, who wanted Banjo 3 and never got it, instead they got Nuts and Bolts, who wanted to see this game succeed because of their nostalgia, like, they should have had those people somewhere in the development series, like, of the, yeah, I've been here. Okay, that's right, I have been here. Like, I think they needed to have more extensive development. Yeah, they just need to have more extensive development on something and got input from the people who would have loved to see this game be the Banjo 3 they didn't get. And I think the problem is it started out as the Banjo 3 they didn't get, but there were so many... In all honesty, people just wanted to play Banjo. Kazooie, that... Oh, I wanted this game to be better than it is, and I need to accept that it's not the greatness that it could have been. And I don't know, like, it could have been. No, but like, there's so much to this game that could have been great, and the game people wanted to see, how they spent the time, you know, developing it. Oh, okay. Hi, be Sarah Rochelle. I've been, you know, talking and complaining and talking and kind of playing and talking in Yooka-Laylee and about Yooka-Laylee. And thanks for watching, peeps.
Subscribe.